Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 136 of Trials and Trebuchets, a actual play podcast of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your Dragon Master, Luke, and joining me are my players, whose names are...
Hi, Windsor Wallaby. Played by level 7 Ben.
Oh my god.
Hello,
Hello. Meow. That's the level 7 Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggles.
Mr.
I
Wiggles.
see. Hello, everyone. It's me, Carla, the level 7 tiefling rogue who plays a roguelike who plays Integrity Idol Berry. And here's a song for you. This is coming from Integrity. Ida, part of everything I do. You're on my neck just as a tattoo.
Aw.
Just as a tattoo. I'll always have you.
Aw.
Love you, Ida.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 7 half-elf bard. They like my tattoo of a crow. I said thank you, I designed it, but the spiral took a blow. So the snake appeared and dined on him. Bite it, open up and bite it. Tattoo artist died from it.
Oh my god.
Presumably, we didn't see. So
We don't
I'm
know
just
that
assuming
yet.
Nah,
Spoilers.
TBA.
Hello, I am Sam, and I
Welcome.
play Serenep Cinderman, the level 7 human sorceress. I don't know why. What are you doing?
And last time on Trials and
There we go.
Trebuchets, Serenepth and Mira comforted Angelica Lindman and then were escorted to the vendor village by a rumor-heeding Headmaster Crow. Once there, the trio were joined by Integrity and Winsler in getting tattoos from a super not sketchy magic ink peddling artist. Getting art of their pets or other animals they really like, the students spent the afternoon in each other's soothing company. Did I say company?
Company.
Yes, you
I
said
heard,
company.
I heard E-Company.
I don't give a shit. That is
Whoa.
until Mira's arm retaliated against the tattoo artist dwarf and bit him very badly, leaving him kind of filled with venom and roiling on the ground. Fleeing
Spider-Man.
the scene and swearing Angelica Lindman to silence, the 5 students made their way first to the infirmary to tell someone that fucking happened, and second to the opening ceremonies to blend in and watch some dueling. And that's where we left off last time on Trials and Trebuchets. So,
Wonderful.
wunderbar.
Pew, pew. In the darkness emerged fireworks
Oh, are you
One
gonna
of them
take over?
says
face
yes.
You're gonna
of
take over
Professor Crow.
So, you were all sitting in the grandstand in the evocation department here on the second floor, up in the nosebleeds, enjoying your time, chatting back and forth a little bit before things go down. And suddenly darkness descends upon the field, the stands, a bit of silence and some hushed conversation of what is happening. Oh my god, I'm scared of the dark. Bounces around. And on the field, around the perimeter, near where that breezeway is, a bluish red, blue fire erupts. Dark blue, similar to the Wildcliff colors. And then the 5 of you, or rather the 4 of you and Angelica Lindman, seated up here in the nosebleeds, would feel the heat as behind you, a dark red fire erupts, circling the grandstands itself. The 2 primary colors of Wildcliff's emblem and the student and professor robe colors. This illuminates the cavern slightly. It's almost as if just complete darkness has been has fallen upon the cave. I don't think you've ever seen it this dark. Even at nighttime, a little bit of moonlight trickles in, or the gems encrusting the roof of the cave glimmer and glint, but there's none of that right now. It's complete magical inky darkness. And descending from the ceiling of the cavern on a earthen platform, almost as if a piece of the ceiling is falling, but very slowly. It seems to be some sort of magical earth manipulation. You see, dressed all in gold, the members of the council, including Headmaster Crow, the Lady of the Woods, Alla Algrim, the Shaman of the Light Sun people, Yithriax, and as well as a dwarf to whom you are not aware of their name, with this red hair, but still wearing a golden regalia, as well as Lord Peters. Serenep, you would see him standing there looking just as raisiny as ever, as wrinkled up as ever.
Grandpa Peter.
Additionally, on the platform is Professor Haas of the Martial Applications of Magic Department. She and a couple of assistants, all clad in gold. Referee and administration regalia seem to be the ones pulling this earth down from the ceiling itself. And it kind of like descends almost like a droplet of water trying to like fall off of the lip of something, right? Like if you imagine water on an umbrella and the water dripping off of it, dripping slowly, right? It almost evokes that imagery, and it slowly descends down to the evocation field itself. There's lots of people clapping for the showmanship of such things. Most people don't see magic like this in their lifetimes, and so it's a very exciting thing. Headmaster Crow, once they reach the field, will take a step forwards. It seems that Haas and those other assistants, the behind-the-scenes people making the magic happen itself, kind of scatter back into the breezeway off of the field and out of sight. The council members stand there kind of basking in this applause from everyone. And Headmaster Crow will raise up his arms and say, "Hello and welcome, everybody. It is my honor as the 88th Headmaster of Wildcliff School of the Arcane to welcome you, our guests, faculty, and of course, our esteemed students to our 954th Autumn's End Festival." And people clap. People go wild for this one.
Woo! Go Wildcliff!
In the wake of a year such as this, a tragic year where we felt the loss of a great headmaster here at Wildcliff, Headmaster Underbow, who ran this school for 20 whole years, a sensational amount of time, and just a impressive number of classes. The students that he helped to guide to excellence during his time are unparalleled in the history of Wildcliff, and it's large shoes to fill. The Autumn's End festivals that ran during his time were unlike any other in this school's tradition. And we must take moments to celebrate the life of a man such as our former headmaster amidst the tragedy of his loss. And people kind of like are clapping a bit less. They don't know if they're supposed to clap when they're kind of talking about like, this man died. Oh, shucks, do I clap? But it sounds like we're supposed to be clapping. Hesitancy, I guess, in the audience. Crow will continue, raising up his hands. He looks very performative, very like lots of gesticulation. Lots of trying to make eye contact with every single person in those stands. The heat from the fire behind you is kind of making you sweat a little bit at this point. It's quite warm, and you're quite close to it. It's like 3 feet away or something like that. But Crow will continue. In this age of change and confusion, this period of transition from one era of the school to a new era, holding on to our legacy as the most prestigious arcane institute in the world is just as important as embracing novelty and innovation, progress in this new age we find ourselves in. The duels will begin tonight, as they always have and as they always will. We'll have a wonderful tournament sponsored and hosted, presented by Crow Mercantile Corporation, as well as myriad other sponsors who we've managed to convince of the pedigree of our school, that they've given us money enough that we can bring about a new tradition for this year's tournament. Instead of just honoring whoever wins the final round of the tournament with a title and a small trophy, we've managed to turn up the notch, turn up the dial on what we're allowed to give the students this year for showing off how much they've learned, what value of an education here at Wildcliff really is. And so to the winners of each year, to the winners of the quarter, semi, and final duels, we will be giving a certain percentage of a prize purse, just coin, to help with tuition or given to a cause of their choice and their choosing. Just as a thank you and a method of appreciating all the hard work they've put in this year and all of the years they've been here at Wildcliff. And people are like, yeah, awesome, money.
Money.
Yeah, lots of oohs and ah.
Material wealth.
Material
We
wealth.
have to win.
Oh, that's so cool.
And as well, we've completely revamped the traditional format. Instead of just duels all day for the duration of the tournament, we thought it would be much more exciting and exhilarating if we held off until the evening and only did 3 or 4 a day and stretched them out for the duration of the festival, with the final 2 rounds occurring the same night as the Gala of Frost's first chilling grasp, which I, Headmaster Crow, humbly invite all of you to attend. It'll be quite a grand event, and we'll cap off the entire affair with a grand feast, as well as watching our finalists duel it out for both the prize money as well as, and he'll hold up his hand and pedaling out on a small cart from the side of this, the side of the field, Integrity, you would see Kenneth Horse Wrangler, this assistant to Headmaster Crow, clad in gold clothing with giant bags under his eyes and his hair greasy and slicked back, pushing this big cart. On it is a large, what looks like a serving bowl, but it seems more ornate like that. It's like a trophy placed upon a wooden base, and it has little bits of grain or different harvest type foods, autumnal foods, lots of apples, grain, these types of things.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin is in there, yes.
A pumpkin.
But it's all yes, it's all artificial. It's part of this trophy.
Well, that's
right.
boring.
And
A fake pumpkin.
and Headmaster Crow will say, we've also used some of that money from our sponsorships and from my own wealth in Crow Mercantile Corporation
We get it, you're rich.
to revamp the trophy, which will be given out to the winners of our duels here. This is henceforth known as the Crow Mercantile Bounty Bowl, given out to the winner of Autumn's End's dueling tournament.
The bounty
Bountiful
bowl.
plastic
The Bounty
feast.
Bowl. So the 4 of you...
Bounty Bowl sounds like something they would sell at Whole Foods for $16.
Yeah.
So the 4 of you looking at this thing, the material it seems to be made of, no one's touching it. Kenneth Horse Wrangler, this assistant pushing out the cart, is wearing white gloves and pushing it out. No one's touching the trophy itself. Crow's gesturing to it, but again, not touching it. And you all see that it's made of a material that looks very familiar to you. You've interacted with it a bit in the past few weeks. It's this cracked glass, almost mirror-like surface on it that very much is identical to the material that Fidan's room had been made of when you first entered it, if you recall, a couple weeks ago.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We can't win because we don't want to be around that thing when it shatters.
Yeah. When all
Whoever
of time
touches-
collapses.
But wait, does that mean whoever wins is gonna explode? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Whee.
So, with that, I hope that you all enjoy the banquets that will be going on throughout the week, the time to spend with your family and loved ones in this lovely season of caring and being around kindred spirits, clustering together in thanks for the year and in aspiration for the year to come. as well as I hope you attend some of our award ceremonies for independent researchers, the mentorship program here at Wildcliff, as well as just distinguished professors who will be achieving or receiving rewards throughout the week for their academic breakthroughs. And finally, the stalls and vendors that have been exquisitely curated for your enjoyment. But most of all, I hope that you stick around and watch our great students duel one another and show off what they've learnt this last year. And we will be starting this very evening, right at this moment. The Autumn's End dueling session is in session, and we will be beginning with last year's winners and their contemporaries in the 4th year of study. Enjoy! And he'll clap his hands, and with that, the large volume to his voice kind of goes away, like that magical amplification of his voice that was allowing him to reach all those people. The fire behind you guys is still burning, like that blue, but the one on the field, the red, the one on the field itself dies out, and it's just the wonderful green grass in its place seems to be untouched and perfectly fine.
I was expecting him when he clapped his hands that he would just disappear in a puff of smoke.
Well, Winsler, you didn't let me finish.
Oh, of
He
course.
doesn't disappear in his puff of smoke.
Dang.
That advertisement was
Oh my
so
God.
long.
He actually just throws on a smoke bomb and runs away.
I'm also a wizard.
Didn't see that coming, did
The
you?
Council seems to make their way off the field. The trophy is pushed off the field by one and only Kenneth Horse Wrangler. And you see 7 students seem to enter onto the field, as well as Professor Haas in her golden referee regalia with some large magical batons that can get things started and get things going on. You recognize all of this from the spring dueling session. Yes, but interestingly, you see 7 people walk into the stadium. Of note, I think on the side that only has 3 students, there's a woman with very short hair. She's about 6 feet tall. She looks to be muscular and very athletic, likely a member of the Martial Applications Department, Integrity. You might recognize her. You might have seen her in a couple of classes walking around, just because that's the department you spend a lot of time around. She walks over directly to Haas, and they seem to be having a quick conversation. You might be able to intuit about the fact that there's only the 3 of them. It seems to be not a very large issue, and Haas waves her off. They have a good chuckle. It looks to be a very charismatic person, this tall blonde woman.
Ooh, I like this person.
And she has... So to describe again this, the uniforms that everyone is wearing for the dueling, they almost look like fencing uniforms, including that meshed metal mask that you would wear, helmet that you would wear, except as opposed to how it was in the spring dueling session, which is just a blank piece of, or a blank outfit or blank armor. This time, there seemed to be branding placed on the front chest and the back
my
chest.
gosh.
The
Sports sponsors.
The sponsors of the tournament. I would like your help in what is the team? What are the 2 teams here? What are their sponsors? Because every single team of 4 has a different company sponsoring them. What?
Anastasia's Fantasias.
Oh my, Anastasia's Fantasias. Okay, perfect. And what's the logo for that?
I would imagine that it's like a potion bottle with magical smoke coming out of the
smoke
top
coming
of
out of
it
it.
and
Perfect.
spiraling around the potion bottle.
Okay, and what's the other one?
Dragon Raid.
Dragon Raid.
Is that just raid but to get rid of dragons?
It's a mobile game.
Dragon Raid.
What's the logo for it? Carla?
It could be a dragon with its mouth open and it's getting something poured into its mouth.
Oh, like poison?
No,
No,
Gatorade.
it's like Gatorade, but Dragon Raid.
Oh, I'm a fool. Dragon getting a sports drink. Okay.
Yeah. A power up.
Yeah, okay. So the team with only 3 students, the one with this very charismatic woman, she, again, wearing this fencing armor. They all are with this big dragon drinking a sports drink on it, Dragonade. And she's holding a very large silvered rapier, it seems. And her two teammates are there's a tall orcish man and a very, very thin, anxious-looking human. On the other team, Winsler is someone you actually recognize.
Do I now?
Yes.
Who do I see with my little gnome eyes?
With your gnomish eyes, you see the one and only Kyra, who seems to be standing there. She looks like very like out of place, wearing like this refined dueling apparel with Anastasia's Fantasias emblazoned upon the front.
Yeah, I bet she's not too comfortable wearing that instead of like something to sneak around in.
Jesus. Well, notice she just hangs out in the garden. Like, what's up? I'm just in my
No,
robes
but
and a
she's
dress.
very good at sneaking.
Anyways,
Being in places she's not supposed to be in.
so those are like the notable people, I think, of this duel, a 4v3 kind of match.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
And so, I guess I'll ask the four of you, is there anyone during this duel? This is the way I think we'll run it, is if you would like to pay attention to a single person, because it could be very realistic that, or not realistic, it is feasible that you might be dueling against this person or are just very interested to know about them. If you would like to pick one person to pay attention to, like one of these key members of the team, or if you're curious about someone else, you can choose to make a Arcana check to see what types of magic they are using, an Insight check to see what the strategy or general mood around the team is, or even if the crowd seems to like them, if they're a crowd favorite, that kind of thing. Or you could make a History check if you wanted to figure out who the fuck they are, if you know that person.
I wish to insight Kyra.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like she could be the weakest link here.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And what about the rest of you?
I want to pay attention to the orc because we don't really see a lot of orcs around here.
No, you
I want to
don't.
make an Arcana check about orc and like orc stuff.
Okay. Integrity.
I want to focus on the tall blonde person.
Okay. And Saraneth, was there anyone that you were trying to focus on?
I think the person that caught my eye was the nervous human on the
Okay.
team of 3. And I think I kind of want to do an Arcana check on them just to kind of see like what exactly are they doing if they
Okay.
look so nervous like this.
Perfect. So Winsler, start with your Insight check on Kyra. Because you think she's the weakest link.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking. She might. Who knows? With a 12 plus a 6, that's an 18.
Okay, an 18. I think that's perfectly adequate for just determining.
I'll just zoom in with my glasses.
It seems like she seems apprehensive. She seems like very uncomfortable to be here. Like Wildcliff has a very good spread of people who are, as we might say, combat optimized and just absolute book nerds, bookworms.
Fair
Kyra,
enough.
I would say, falls firmly not into like the I'm very good at fighting and firmly into like the I am good at research and all these other things. That being said, Winsler, I don't think she's the weakest link on her team. I
Okay,
think-
but you
Yes.
are saying that if I were to conjure up a bola and throw it at her legs, she would fall over.
Why would you do that though? So rude.
What do you mean? It's a tournament.
Oh,
But you're not part of
when
it yet.
Yes,
you're
when
in the fight.
when we are in combat, if we are potentially against Kyra,
Okay.
I will throw a
Okay.
bola at her
just
legs.
sabotaging
I'm
this
not going to
current
just
duel for
stand
no
up
reason.
in the
I thought-
crowd
Yeah.
and throw shit at her. That's so mean.
That's what I thought you were saying. Like Winsler in the nosebleeds, like, "Hey, take this!"
No.
like throwing it down in the field. Yes,
That's so mean.
Kyra's not very physically, not a very physical presence, as opposed to that blonde woman on the other team who is very like physically imposing on things, right? Like,
Okay,
Kyra's
thank
very
you.
much just like a academic first, everything else
Okay.
second. Mira, you wanted to do a check on that orc, or I should actually say half orc. I apologize. Sorry. What check was you gonna make? Arcana or
Orcana.
Orcana? Okay.
Oh, that's not a great roll. That's a 6 plus 3. That is a 9.
They have a small pouch of herbs and such things. So reasonably, you might assume they are either going to do some sort of necromantic magics, some sort of healing magics, or some sort of nature magic. I think you would be able to assume those large things. I think the only other half orc that you've largely interacted with, and correct me if that's wrong, is Cormit,
Yeah.
who could do like fun little nature wind magic. So
Interesting.
yeah. But so this fellow is like pretty tall, like he's like 6'2" ish, and has like cool tusks, and he's not like half orcs and orcs are just generally very wide and like thick as is. But he of himself again falls into this like more academic looking kind of guy as you watch him for a moment. But you
So
couldn't.
this is like a real fucking nerd team.
This is a nerd team.
So Kyra is on the team against this fellow. He's on the team with 3 people.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry, yes.
So it's just a whole nerd match.
It's
Everyone's
a whole
fucking
nerd match. There's a bunch of nerds and then one like super Chad. Yeah.
One jock.
Yeah. Okay. Integrity. You would like to pay attention to this blonde-haired
Tall blonde.
woman.
Yes. And I think generally I want to see what their strategy is. Like why are they so confident in what they're about to do, even though there's only 3 of them? Like,
Yes.
what's the deal here? How strong are you?
They're confident in the knowledge that they know that they're stronger.
Okay. Go ahead and make a check.
Which one is it? So I rolled a 19, but I want to see
it's
like
insight
what
if you want to know what their strategy is. Yes.
Okay. So then insight. So that's 22.
Okay, 22. The general gist of what you're gathering, Integrity, is you listen, you use both your eyes to watch and your ears to listen to the crowd. The crowd seems to be talking this team up specifically, and especially that woman of like, oh, they're the ones who won the last year as third years. It was a huge upset, right? These people right in front of you are talking about that, right? And then another one goes like, yeah, but there's only 3 of them. Wasn't there one last year that had like a cannon or something? What happened to them?
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
And
I got my dress pocket.
just generally, Integrity, you see that she seems very calm and cool and collected, despite the fact that they're missing maybe a key member of their team. She seems to be like, there's that one human on her team who's like very nervous looking, and he's like kind of like shaky at the hands. She seems to be comforting him, giving some sort of inspiring speech, like tapping people on the arms, having a big old laugh right before the duel starts, and they all begin to put their helmets and other things on, and just generally the strategy you might assume is that she will be very offensive and the other 2 will be very defensive, right? And
Okay,
that will likely
sounds
be
good.
how it plays out in a second. And Serenep,
Yes.
you are very interested in this human, this shaky, nervous-looking human.
Human.
Yeah.
Did you want to do a history check to see who he is, an insight check to see what his mood or strategy is, or an arcana check to see what kind of magic he might be using?
I think I'm gonna go with Arcana.
Okay, to see what kind of magic he's going to be using. Perfect.
Okay. That is an 8 plus 5, 13.
Okay. In that case... Oh, I apologize. I was calling him human all this time. He's actually half-elven. I apologize. He is still very lanky. I apologize. I've made a horrible mistake. He has a wand at the ready, like some fucking nerd. As well as a couple of hand mirrors and other such things that would point to him being some sort of illusion wizard.
Shame he can't pass off the illusion that he's not shaking in his boots.
Dang.
Oh no.
I love Winsler, like, or Ben up here in the nose, but it's like, man, these are nerds. Wow, y'all suck. Meanwhile, Winsler is like the weakest link, bar none.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm just here vibing.
you all take this like couple minutes as they all prepare on the field. Neither side seems to be taking very large preparatory steps. The side with 4 people are kind of like in a huddle, strategizing until the last minute. The other side, again, as said, that blonde-haired woman very much like boosting the confidence of her 2 friends. And after 5 or so minutes of letting them deliberate, muck around with the arena if they so choose, Professor Haas will yell out to both sides and say, "Duelists, are you prepared?" And both of them will give a thumbs up. and she will lower a baton and yell out, "Let the duel commence!" And then everyone like cheers as the first duel of the year takes off. And oh, it's a very quick doozy.
Pew 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 pew.
The team of this blonde-haired woman, to describe the whole field again, because it's been a while, and this is the very traditional setting of how you all saw it during the spring dueling session. It's a plain grass field. On either side is a small wooden platform with a flagpole. The team of 3 has a blue flag, and the team of 4 has a red flag. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So that blue team, the one with this tall, muscular woman, she seems to immediately take action and moves much quicker than would regularly be expected. It's almost as if she's using some sort of magical, not teleportation.
Did she get hasted?
It doesn't seem to be hasted, and it doesn't seem to be quite teleportation Winsler to your eye. But it's something that's causing her to move much faster than she regularly would. And additionally, swinging that rapier around, her movements are just that much quicker. And it almost looks as if the tip of the rapier is in multiple places at once. And so with haste, not with the spell haste, but very quickly, she is able to dispatch. Let me roll a die. She's able to dispatch 2 of those other combatants, 2 of the ones that I did not draw notice to, very quickly, within the first 30 seconds or less of this duel. The other 2, as Serenepth and I think Mira, you might have been able to ascertain, and Integrity when you were looking at their strategy, the other 2, that half-elf and the half-orc, are staying back, more playing defense and just trying to stay out of the way, using a couple of spells. You all see that half-elf use something that causes the opposing team's field to shift around and glimmer. It almost looks like a large crevice opens up, some sort of hallucinatory terrain, which seems to catch the other team off guard. I think this match lasts less than a minute, as the team of 4 is very easily broken apart and dispatched by the reigning champs. With very little retaliation, 0 damage done to them. They're all perfectly good. Yes.
I am in love.
Love that.
And as the last person falls, maybe it's Kyra who tries to run over and do something, but absolutely trips and just rolls across the dirt. And we see this blonde woman take her helmet off and point the rapier down, and you see Kyra put her hands up and say, "I surrender." And so it's not even a full knockout. It was a complete surrender.
Imagine getting 3v4'd.
Right? And then just essentially turning into a 1v4. And
imagine them with Cannon Nathan. They'd be unstoppable.
Right?
Yeah, really. Cannon Nathan brings a whole literal cannon.
Oh, wait a minute. I have
Destroys the
Ken
other side
Nathan
of the
here,
field.
throws it at them.
Loud,
a loud chorus of cheers and applause go out. The people in front of you go, "I knew that was going to happen. It's like you put the best team from last year against one of the worst teams from last year. What else do you expect to happen?"
Jeez, all right.
That's how bracketing works.
Harsh.
Who is that?
Are you saying who is that just generally to your friends and everything, or to the people in front of you?
To the people in front of us.
That's old Grizzlebean, don't you know?
That's a jellicle name.
Old Grizzlebean.
The 2 old men sitting in front of you, they have big bucket hats on and just seem to be enjoying. You have no idea if they have students here, Integrity. They don't look like faculty members. They're just here. Maybe they run a stall or something.
They're just here?
They're just 2 old guys wearing bucket hats and cargo shorts. And one of them turns around to you when you ask this and goes, "What do you mean, who's that? That's the best duelist in your freaking school and you don't know her name?"
Well, we're in the same program, but I don't think I ever really asked what her name was.
And the other one will point and say, "That there? That's Joan Evelyn Kingsley. And don't you forget, if you go up against her, you're sure as hell gonna get pricked by that rapier."
Wow, that's a name.
Wait, did you say Joan?
Yeah, Joan.
Huh. Thank you.
Vera. Yeah. And so the fourth years are ushered off. Integrity, you watch with awe. This woman, Joan, has like holding the fencing helmet in one hand. Her rapier is sheathed, and she's just waving to her very many fans. There's a lot of people in like the very front row that are like, I love you! Just like screaming at her. What's up, Mira?
I think I'm gonna like nudge Sereneth of like, do you think that's like,
You know.
You know.
How many could there
Maybe?
be?
Like, did you ask Delness about that, or was it just
I didn't
hi,
think
how
it was
are you
the right
doing?
time, if she was, but I'll cheer for her extra loud.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say don't really worry about it. Like, whatever that was in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. Just like, damn, I can't fight that well.
I bet I can
Delness is
defeat
fighting
her.
you for your fighting prowess.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god. I love Integrity, who does not know the context of what's happening. Go, I could beat her. Mira, don't worry about it. I could kick her ass.
I love it.
Yeah, so Haas, Professor Haas, like calls it, duel over. The crowd erupts. People are like, I love you, right? Like someone throws like their robe and goes, sign my robe, and like just like this smiling and laughing. And this team of fourth years seems to exit out of the arena. As they're doing so, you see the third years begin to enter. And this might actually happen, Mira, while you're having that conversation with Sereneth about like, oh, that's in the past, right? You see these unhelmeted third years walking in, and you see this tall blonde woman, Joan, walk over to the group of Delness and her team. And as she does, you see Penny very much like get in between them, and like almost like you can see her like shoo off Joan, who like laughs. It probably is like so loud and charismatic. You can hear her laugh carry up here into the stands, and will like blow a kiss and then walk back out of the arena.
Oh my gosh, drama!
I hate her.
Oh no.
We love it!
Delness is like
We love
the most
assholes here.
popular girl
We
in
do.
school,
Oh, yeah.
and everyone
So,
just
I
wants
feel
to
like
date
Joan
her.
is a Mirandine.
Yeah.
Joan is Mirandine if they were competent.
Yes.
Oh.
So Team Dragonade progresses on. The champs, the reigning champs, progress on to the second round. And so the second duel will commence. This one I think we'll skim through a bit faster. It's Delness and her friends. On the other team is a silver dragonborn, 2 halflings, and a human. Mira, you see that Delness is not as nervous as she was in like their prep room. You seem to have emboldened her at least a little bit. She does seem a bit frazzled by Joan coming over and talking to her, but Penny took care of that. You got friends looking out for that at least. And please, someone else, give me the 2 brands that are on these chests. We gots to know.
Oh no.
Batwing Beauty Co. They sell magical makeup with glamours in them.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Awesome. And the other one. Or is their symbol just, or is the thing just a bat?
It's an eye, but the winged eyeliner is like bat wings on either side.
Cool. And what is the other company sponsor for, let's say that's Delness's team, sure. And then
Team Batwing, woo!
And then what's the sponsor for the other team, the one with this silver dragonborn and these halflings and human?
Fiona's fiery fireworks. And they like
Fuck yes.
have enchanted fireworks that you can like make images shoot off into the sky.
Hell yes. Okay.
Oh,
Fiona's...
they do like the moving ones.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this one, again, they get that same preparatory stuff. If you want to do that same thing, you can. If you want to watch someone, I want you all to know that's optional. You don't have to do that every single duel you watch. It's just if someone catches your eye specifically, you can watch them either before or during the duel. Was there anyone here that kind of like you did want to do that with? You already know Delness and her crew pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anyone on the other team? Dragonborn, 2 halflings, a human, or do we want to just?
I'm just here to cheer for Dallas.
Okay. Is that the general consensus?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
cheer for the people that we know, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck the other team.
That's
I
what
think,
Windsor
like-
yells into this, yells it, but does not specify what team.
Beat him up.
During
What's
the
up?
game itself, though,
Yes.
I think that Integrity will like sort of see the pros of like the way that the both teams fight
Okay.
and see like good strategies that we are able to implement so that we can be better.
That we can
Okay.
steal.
Just like strategizing, but
Okay.
not like being super focused on one person.
Okay, but just thinking about it in the general sense.
yes.
Okay, perfect.
Like, what is the best way to injure the other person?
So after given a few
Injure.
after being given a few moments of preparation, the combatant or the duelists are allowed to commence. It seems like a hot start with team fireworks coming out swinging. That those two halflings seem to be some sort of evokers of a sort and are levying quite a few different spells in a very short span of time. Winsler and Sereneth watching that, it just looks exhausting to be using that much magic in such like a tiny, like such a short time frame, right? Like you personally would be on the verge of passing out if you were to use that much that quick, but they seem to be firing off all the big guns as soon as possible. The tall silver dragonborn has a long staff and seems to be just trying to beat the hell out of people with it.
Oh my god.
You might get some satisfaction, Mira, of seeing Penny just absolutely cracked on the back of the head and fall into the dirt. And conversely, you see Ainsley just pulling out from a pouch by his side and just dropping potions or just throwing them with no regard for splashing at the other people. It seems to be a mix of either things that cause large plants to just bloom on people's arms or on people's legs and kind of trap them in space, or he just throws one and it's just a yellow beaker, and it looks like it's just acid that misses and then just eats through a lot of the grass.
Oh my god.
The crowd gets really excited when that
Is
one
that
happens.
allowed?
The guys in front of you, one of them goes like, "Hit him with the acid!"
Oh my
God.
gosh.
These are savages in the stands tonight.
I
These
want.
guys are longtime fans, and they want to watch these kids die.
I
Oh my
want,
God.
Sarah, if you would like to roll D100 and represent Delnis's team, and Ben, how about you roll D100 and represent Team Fireworks?
Well, all right then.
That is
'Cause
a
baby, you're a
95. That's a 95.
Oh,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Ooh,
Luke made a
that's
face.
That's a 71.
you guys with your bad rolls. Okay,
Oh, no.
it is a rough thing. Ben, could you please describe how Team Fireworks, this silver dragonborn, these two halflings, and this human come out victorious over Delnis and her friends?
Okay, so let's see. So we got the Dragonborn, two halflings, and the human.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that the human sort of like distracts them all, right? And then
Okay.
the Dragonborn with the staff like has the halflings like grab onto the ends of the staff. And then just starts like spinning them like above their head and like kicking their shit in.
Oh my god.
Okay, absolutely, that's what happens.
I love
Mira,
it.
you're like
Absolutely
cheering.
non-magical defeat.
You're cheering for your girlfriend. You're like, wow, this is a really weird duel after that one that was like beautiful, precision. It was over in a minute. This one's like 5 minutes long. You can hear them all like huffing and puffing, panting. The Dragonborn just picks up the halflings on their staff and starts spinning them around. And that's the game, folks. As you see, like, them all just puff and disappear. And Haas, shaking her head, raises a baton and says, "Duel over!" And, like, shaking her head, awards the victory. I was so hopeful that Delnis and her team would make it.
If
through.
only
Make it.
Sarah didn't roll a 95.
I'm sorry. It's a critical fumble. I don't know what to say.
I can't
was
force.
so
I can't
bad.
force anything above that. I have like 90 other numbers.
Okay. That's the way that one
Fuck.
goes.
Jeez,
And
that's so
now-
harsh.
It is harsh, and that's like a full everyone just knocked out and presumably back in their like infirmary room being taken care of. That basket of potions was like left deposited on the field itself, and an assistant runs out and grabs it to like clean up. You see, they take a couple minutes as like abjuration assistants run into the field with like large magically enchanted rakes and like fix the areas that were like all torn up by Ainsley throwing potions and making a mess. And would you all like to stick around for this last duel of the evening?
Yeah, why not? It probably takes team
why
builders
not?
a
Yeah.
few minutes to recover, and the duels are like 3 minutes, so I don't think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're very quick. And so you all watch as a bunch of second years take the field. Among them, I think you on one team would see the one and only Syndra Sunfire, this short blue tiefling. She has little nubby horns. She has red hair. She seems to be holding under one arm her like helmet for dueling, and under her other arm what looks like a large manuscript. And put over her actual armor, you might recognize her signs from a couple of weeks ago. Those
Yes!
couple
Oh my
signs.
god!
Oh, no.
Love it. Queen.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Which just depict golems being imprisoned, free the golems, this kind of thing. You hear a couple of people like laugh as she walks out.
I'll
It's
clap for
pretty
her.
large. Yeah, and
Yeah,
people
we're
clap.
I'm
all of a sudden
clapping
they-
for this.
I'll
Let's
clap,
go,
I guess.
Syndra!
The
Good.
other team is all gnomes, as a gnome.
Ooh.
Just 4
Gnome
gnomes.
team.
So what their strategy is, they're gonna stack on top of one another and make a gnome tower.
And the other person here on Syndra's team, someone who you saw walking in the crowd but have not spoken to before, is this woman with dark skin, and she seems to be like sharing a couple of like very choice words with Syndra before, not like getting mad at her, but just like very not having a big conversation and like having a fun time, as you might have seen with some of the other teams so far. The one with Joan where she was like laughing and having a great time, it's like it's 2 words and then like silence, and then they'll say like a couple more words, and that seems like their team energy. Syndra seems very distracted and is like standing over by like that flag platform, preparing her papers and everything, getting ready for the duel that's about to start. And on the other team, yeah, it's a bunch of gnomes. One of them has a big staff that looks like a lightning bolt. And other than that, not a bunch of notable second years. They're your upperclassmen though, so you gotta
have
pay
to
them some
respect them?
respect. Is there anyone that I've mentioned that you would like to do any checks or watching of?
Not really, you know.
I want to watch
Okay.
that girl who kind of was like not really arguing, but like kind of disagreeing with Syndra a little bit, because I'm kind of curious like what the team dynamic is there. If that makes
Okay,
any
okay,
sense.
okay. Would you like to make an insight check to see their team
Yeah.
mood / strategy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full
Why does this always happen?
12 plus something I can
Okay.
see on the ground. Plus 3, that's a 15.
Sarah
Oh
just
my
like
God.
dropping the dice and goes, well, and it's like all the way across the apartment. That's very
Yeah.
good. 12 plus, what was it?
3, 15.
Okay. From that, you can gather that Syndra and this woman, this girl, seem to be friendly, but the girl, she has this dark skin. She has like tattoos all over her skin, like these almost like fiery looking tattoos.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, and she's wearing like very flowing robes over top of those that dueling equipment, and seems to have other magical components stored in them. She seems friendly with Syndra from that small conversation you saw. Maybe that just like she's just a cold person naturally. She does not seem to be at all attempting to communicate whatsoever with the other 2 members of the team, right? Just like completely ignoring that they exist. And those 2 are like kind of like snickering to one another and like pointing at her. That there seems to be some conflict within the team here. Mira, like they're not a well-oiled machine.
Interesting.
Yes. And so after being given some moments to prepare, the duel begins. And immediately, this dark-skinned woman begins firing off large plumes of fire at the other team, and is met in return with that one gnome who had the lightning staff shooting a lot of lightning magic back. Serenep, you get some bristles on the back of your neck as like electricity and lightning fills the air, that kind of static electricity that you can just feel in your like blood. It gets your like adrenaline pumping almost just to be watching it. And as that happens, Syndra like crawls up on that like platform with the flag and like hits her papers on the ground and like using thaumaturgy to make her voice very loud says, "Hello, I would like to address all of you and tell you about how the golems of this campus have been wrongly persecuted. My name is Syndra Sunfire, and in this essay," and then she gets hit by a blast of lightning and just disappears in a puff of smoke.
Oh no!
I'm going to stand up and yell, "Free the golems! Free the golems!"
Oh, Integrity's doing it. I gotta join in. I gotta
Yeah.
stand with my friend.
Got
Yeah,
to.
I'm joining in too.
Solidarity. Can you all make persuasion checks? Just a group
Not
check,
performance?
please. Performance checks, please.
Okay. 5.
Nat
plus
20
10,
plus 2.
15.
15.
22.
22. A day that
Yeah.
Integrity Idleberry does better in performance than Mira Marchand.
Right?
Oh my God.
Damn.
A dark
I still
day.
have
I mean,
a
she
plus
started
2.
it.
I did
Yeah.
roll a 5 initially, so I mean, but
And
it's a
Serenep,
15.
What
It's okay.
did you get?
I got a unnatural 20.
Okay. The people generally on your side go, "Oh, that must be like the cheer for this team." Call up and like mimic it to the point of like just like it's cascading. You can see a couple of like academic administrators kind of like start to look kind of uncomfortable.
Good.
And so for this one, would you, or Carla, would you like to roll D100 for Syndra's team? And Sam, would you like to roll D100 for the Gnome Squad?
Oh, the gnome
I
squad
sure
better not
can.
win.
Give Syndra another chance to protest.
48.
We demand her to be back on stage immediately.
That's pretty good.
That is an 88.
Oh, okay.
Landslide victory.
All right. Integrity, describe to me how this team of 3 with this very powerful fire mage and these 2 other, up to your discretion what kind of mages they are, seem to win this round.
So I'm guessing that the 4 gnomes, or like there are 3 gnomes on top of each other, and the staff and the staff gnome is on top of them.
Okay.
And and then so there's the fire wizard, and then
Yes.
the other 2 is a lightning wizard, I guess.
Okay.
And the other person is a air wizard.
Okay. Sure.
And
this is
then-
canon.
We just
And
need
then
the avatar
together
wizard.
and then together they will put their powers together and target it towards that pile of
Oh.
gnomes.
Yeah, it's almost like
And
a
just-
moment where they realize that divided they can't beat these this group of gnomes, and so they all funnel their magic together,
And
an
then
Yes.
they summon
just-
Captain Planet.
And being the gnomes, being like the tallest thing, especially with a staff,
Yeah.
the electricity follows the highest point, and it hits them directly, and all of them fall into the ground and disappear.
Okay.
my God.
Puffs of smoke. Cheers. Free the golem! Breaks out in the crowd. It's like rumbling. Syndra, we cut to Syndra in their like prep room, waking up from like like not knowing where she is, and she just hears that thundering chant, and she like smiles to herself, a tear in her eye.
Yes!
Yeah.
And so Haas will call this one. And as the grounds crew rushes out to begin repairing the field, she will walk to the center, and she's not even using magic, she's just yelling very loud. Her voice is going to be shot by the end of the week. She'll go, "Come back to more of first year and 8th year duels. Bye."
Bye. Get out.
And
We
she'll
need to give her
walk
something
back
to
out.
make her voice boom.
Leave. so ends the first night of duels. People in front of you seem like that was a lot more exciting than normal, and then the other one goes, yeah, but the fourth years are still gonna take it, right? Like Joan and her team are still gonna take it. Even shorthanded, they could beat anyone in this school.
Oh, have you heard of I'm going to talk to my friends.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, did you hear that the first year's, like the really good team, there's this person called Integrity Idleberry, and she can really throw a mean punch. And then there's the Serenith Cinderman, who's very strong and has lightning powers. They're probably going to win, and I really think that people should support them.
And then Angelica leans forward and goes,
networking like
yeah,
this?
and I heard one of them has snakes for hands.
No, I don't think that's true.
Is it? Oh, it's not? I thought that was like something that was like, we're proud of.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. The people in front of you like turn around and like roll their eyes. Everyone seems to be getting up to leave. It's just a very excited atmosphere this evening.
Yes.
What would the four of you plus Angelica like to do? Yeah.
Look for my parents.
I'm gonna look. I guess I'm gonna look to Mira and be like, "You want to go check on Delnis? Like, you don't have to stay with us if you want to go check on her."
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind that. I guess, I mean, I'm not gonna ask her about the whole that situation right now because that's a whole thing, but, Anyway,
Mira,
yeah,
it's in the past.
I know, no, it's just like, whoa, you know? Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later.
All right.
See ya.
Take
And I
care.
don't know that like we have to
Stay
play out
safe.
the whole scene unless, but I think
Yeah,
that Mira would at least
absolutely.
temporarily just like dip out and like, you know, just
Absolutely.
congratulate Delnis and, you know, just make
Can't
sure
believe
she's doing
Mira
all right after
ditched
the
us.
fight.
I
I'll be
know,
back.
right?
I'll rejoin
I
you.
literally
I
said,
don't know.
go see your girlfriend. Like, this isn't something to be upset about.
Yeah. And so what are the rest of you doing? Oh, I guess I'll say this. If any of you go downstairs, there will be attendants who have like a list with your names on it trying to find you to get your stuff so that they can enchant it for tomorrow so that it won't kill anybody.
Let's go do that
Yes.
That's a good idea.
because it's tomorrow.
Yes. You guys duel.
Oh, we're fighting tomorrow?
Yeah, so
First
so
year,
let's do
yeah.
that scene as a moment then. So Mira, you run off to like go talk to Delnis and like see how they're all doing. The general energy is down. Delnis is not incredibly happy with that. I think like a choice quote or like a energy or like a sentiment that might be conveyed is that she's very annoyed that she was able to defeat a immortal snake person at least one-on-one almost, but wasn't able to do anything in a duel against some people, right? Like
Yeah,
that
fair.
she's kind of annoyed about that and like very down. Like she thought she'd gotten better.
Well, it might be comforting to her that the snake person's probably not dead, so really it's not much of a real conflict.
Yikes.
Mira does not say that,
my
but this is what
God.
I, Sarah, is
Yes.
standing in the spiritual balcony, say.
Okay. And the other, you three go off to, and Angelica will tag along too. She has to submit her things. Go off to hand things in. There's an abjuration assistant. They are completely head to toe in like a golden shawl. They have like a big like bucket next to them, and like when you dump your equipment, they'll tell you, you're fighting first thing. You're in the first duel. You're the 1A duel tomorrow. You're gonna be fighting. You know your opponents. Angelica Linman, Alina Hollyfield, Kurt Orlane, and Arior Ungtar. Good luck on that to all of you. All 8 of you are standing there, so like he could be saying it to any of you. It's just a generalized thing. He'll say, I have some forms for you to fill out, and hand you each forms and say, any gear that goes in here, we're gonna have it until tomorrow evening. No cursed equipment, no incredibly volatile things. We saw some stuff going on with some acids tonight. We want to crack down on that immediately. No acids, corrosive agents, skin-eating diseases that you might unleash upon other students. Nothing of the sort. Things that will cause permanent, horrific, undoable damage to other students.
So
those kind of
basically,
things.
no biological warfare is what you're saying.
That would be, yes, I think that's going to be added to the official rules going forward.
I'm surprised
What
this
about
hasn't been
ancient
added on
daggers?
until recently.
We never, the headmasters didn't care about it until this year. Crow gave us a earful.
Some kind of special.
What were you gonna ask, Integrity?
What about ancient daggers that I don't know the powers of?
That's a loaded one. We can take it, and if it turns into an issue, I'll let you know.
If it turns into like a monster, we'll let you know.
But just put it in the bin. We'll get it to you first thing, right before the duels start. Tomorrow it'll be loaded into your room, ready to go. All warded against doing damage. Any leather armor or any armors, anything like that, any defensive, offensive materials, or good luck charms, anything like that. Just let us have it. We'll get it back to you. You cannot bring anything onto the field unless it goes through our hands first.
If you find that the thing that I give you is insidious, can I get in trouble for it?
That's a question above.
Insidious?
Do you mean like cursed by a dark spirit insidious, or do you mean like, oh, it's a menacing trickster god scenario?
I mean, probably
Either
the
way,
former, but I'm not really sure.
If it's a horrible kind of thing, it'll probably go locked away in the reliquary or in the research the restricted archives, something like that, the restricted section of the archives. But that's a pretty big bar to cross. We've only ever seen one horribly cursed relic in all our times doing this, and let me tell you, I've been doing this for coming up on 50 years here.
What about this? And I take out the lemon bomb.
No, why?
Seems to be a fruit-based projectile. We've allowed cannons in the past, so I can't exactly say no to an explosive lemon.
All right.
Just make sure that if you're going to have that one or more of them, make sure that you get them to us before tomorrow morning. All right? Got it. And make sure it's listed on the equipment list, or else we're not going to give it back to you.
I don't think I'll be getting this back either way.
All right. And you can deposit any of those materials into this bin, and you can let me know just privately off air what those things are, because we don't want to take up 1,000 years.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
And from there, you can all reconvene or head back to your dorms or some such thing if you'd like. Unless there was some other stuff that you wanted to check about.
I must return to my dorm.
Did I see like Philip and his group at any point during this?
Philip currently seems to be, you might have seen him when everyone's leaving the stands, Serenup, and he seems to just be like preoccupied. He has like a big list of stuff, and it seems like a to-do list that he's trying to get accomplished. He might say like hi to you and like show you that it's a forward thing that his parents had sent him of like, here's some errands that we need to make you run. And Serenup, looking at it, it seems to be a lot of just chatting up some nobles.
Yes, the fun stuff.
Yeah, and just like laying the groundwork for their arrival.
Oh, and that brings up the thought of, I don't know where the fuck my parents are.
And so, Winslow, you're headed back to your dorms. Integrity, you were peeking around for your mom and your dad or your parents, your family, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and
yes.
then Serenup,
anyone I know.
To Philip. Mira, were you talking to Delnus and then you're gonna head home for the evening?
Yeah, I think I am probably just like gonna go hand my stuff over too, which is probably just like my instruments and stuff. Like nothing too spicy there, just to get that task done.
The typical stuff. I think that Serenup is talking to Philip and making her way home by herself. Mira's doing this other thing. Winslow and Integrity, as the two of you walk across campus, you walk through the festival grounds. The air is kind of quieter. It's still a bit of excitement after those duels. People are just jammering about it, that kind of thing. Integrity, you walk by like a large group of young women who are just clamoring and squealing because they want to talk to, you can see at the very center of this horde of people, the one and only Joan, the person with that beautiful rapier. They're just like squealing like, I love you! And all this kind of stuff like, can you sign my forehead? Right?
Oh
those
my
kind
God.
of things, right? You might
Can
even
you
hear...
sign my perfectly clean shoes
Is she like
with permanent
showboating,
marker?
or is it like
She doesn't seem to be showboating. But she does seem to be giving every single person a moment of attention, just enough to like hook them, if you get what I mean. and like being very sweet and charming to each one of
Like
them.
she's in a boy band. I got it.
Like she's in a boy band. Yes.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking mental notes.
Integrity's found her idol. And walking by that, you see that there's a tattoo booth that seems to be shut down. There's a big infirmary sign on it that says "Snake attack! Watch out for snakes!" That seems to be like boarded up to that stall.
On the floor, is there like a chalk of like someone?
Oh my god, like the fucking outline.
On the floor, there is like the signs that someone has been dragged away from this stall.
Okay.
Oh no.
Do they not
Oh
have
my
a stretcher?
It was just the
It was just one
dude.
person.
It was just one person.
A trail
and
of
as
blood
you-
leading out of the tent.
And as you walk back towards the entrance to the vendor village, you see your little stall, lemma wand, etc. Make perception checks, the two of you.
The thief. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
I got 14.
17.
Winsler. There's a tip jar that you guys emptied, or like the coin jar that you guys had emptied. It was sitting in a very specific spot. It seems to be budged like a foot to the left, as if someone crawled over the counter and knocked it over and like picked it back up. There's a little bit of dirt on it too. Right.
Integrity.
What?
I think our stall might have been infiltrated, hijacked.
Interesting. I'm going to pull out my squall and have it in my hand.
Okay, little crisps of lightning go off of this little lightning bolt shaped dagger, and the two of you approach lemma wand, etc. You look around inside. You didn't leave the money here. You took it with you.
We
I
took it.
presume.
Yes, of
there's
course.
empty bucket or empty crates of lemons. There's an empty or a half empty bag of sugar. And Integrity, there was a small written recipe that you had put under the front counter, rolled it up probably and like put a little seal on it or put it in an envelope, however it looked. What was it stored like?
Oh, I believe that I folded it up,
Mm-hmm.
made it look super important.
Yes. Wrote
at the
top
back,
secret.
Yeah, top secret, do not open.
Yeah.
And then I have it like hidden, like sort of, I guess, attached to the wall of the inside of the stall.
Okay. It is
to make it look far more important
hidden
and
important
secretive.
stuff. It is taken, snatched, gone, not there.
They took the bait.
Oh fuck yeah. The bait? What do you mean the bait?
Well, the person stole the recipe, and I'm going to like wiggle my eyebrows.
Oh.
Oh no,
see.
someone took the recipe.
Oh no, whatever will we do without that recipe?
You hear slight giggling coming from the booth across the way, which is now there's a wooden panel put up that says "Closed for the day" in a very like old timey fun font, and from behind that, in apples, you hear laughter, evil mustache twisting laughter. Coming
Question.
From inside. What's up, Winsler?
So it's like a stand, right? And it's the front of it is boarded up. But is it like, I always imagine it's more like a tent.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like a tent with a wooden front, essentially.
Okay. I'm going to take out the lemon bomb.
Winsler.
I'm going to, does produce flame, can I actually light it with produce flame?
Winsler.
They already have the fake recipe.
Oh wait, no. I can use prestidigitation to light it.
Winsler, think about this decision first.
I already did when I made it.
Oh my.
I'm gonna light it, and I'm going to like roll it so that it rolls like right next to or just underneath the tent.
Can you make a stealth check for me?
Oh,
With disadvantage
gosh.
because it's lit still. Like
It's
there's
lit.
light. There's light on campus, like little magical lamps.
This is why Winsler was voted most likely to go to jail.
Okay, so that was a 12.
You dumb bitch. Okay. So, Integrity Winsler goes, "This is why I made it." Lights it, rolls it into their tent. You hear, "Is that a lemon?" And then, as the fuse winds down, because it's a pretty big fuse, Integrity Idleberry, you run out into like the middle of this road to be like, "Winsler, what are you doing? Right? Stop it!" And you, from probably like 5 feet behind you, will hear Integrity Isla Idleberry, what did you do to your hair? And you turn Integrity to see your mother standing there. 2 little kids, one holding each hand. They seem to be separated so they're not fighting with one another. One's a little tiefling boy and one is a little human girl. And we'll see those and your family next time on Trials and Trebuchets and the aftermath of this lemonade grenade.
Well, that's gonna suck.
Fuck!
Sarah,
there's civilians.
Sarah, could you give us an outro, please and thank you?
I absolutely.
Winsler, did you just kill my family?
No.
Hey everyone, we really hope that you enjoyed this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. If you did, please leave us a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher app you use. It really helps us out so much. You can also follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Trials and Trebs if you would like to see things like teasers for future episodes, fan art, maps, everything cool like that. You can also, if you want to give us that extra little bit of support our Patreon at patreon.com/Trials and Trebs, where you can get things like the ability to make a student Patreon NPC, DM notes, blooper reels, and other extra cool rewards. Finally, we have a Discord server, and you can find the link to that on our in episode descriptions, and that's where you can hang out with us, other listeners, and just have a very chill and good time on the whole. We hope that you enjoyed this episode, and, if you want to just tell a friend about us, that always helps us out a lot. Thank you so much, and hopefully you will enjoy hearing from us next week, or if you're binge listening, right now.
And specifically, speaking of Patreon NPCs, I would like to thank Sarah Reinhardt for their contribution as Joan Evelyn Kingsley. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
They were like, oh, you could make this a rival for Mira if you want. And I said, sure, why not?
Love that.
I love a good rival.
It's
so
Sarah
NPCs
versus
are
Sarah
gonna be-
today. Let's get our characters to fight. Let's go. Let's do it.
Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you tune in next week. I hope you had a bunch of fun. I had a bunch of fun just narrating and my voice. Bye.
Bye.